I got the need! The need for speed!
Well then, let's hurry this along.
You're mistaken. This card will defend everything.
Dragoon has made one of the biggest differences in this deck, because typically an RDA deck cannot play all these extra deck slots. Like you can't play Typhon, you can't play Seals, you can't play SP. So, but I still like the element of utilizing the RDA cards like the Crimson Gaia, the Red Dragon Archfiend, the Red Zone. I think those cards are just so good in their attrition style of gameplay. So I tried to implement them in a different variant where you utilize Bystials and you climb into RDAs that way. But there was a bit of an issue sometimes where you couldn't get exactly where you wanted to go, so it was a bit underwhelming. But now that Dragoon is legal, any spare resources that you have can just be turned into Dragoon, and that's pretty good. Like this guy maxed me. I gave him so many cards, but I felt like if I go like interaction for interaction, like if I go for like interaction for each extender, I think I'd be okay, and I'd be able to hold them off and then survive for the following turn. I'm not sure what happened here. I'm not exactly what. I'm not sure. He was SP. I just negated, and I was thinking like, okay, well, what does he have? A droplet or something? He chains, gets rid of my back row. He sets a back row, and I think it should be fine. I have tactics. I was debating on baiting and getting my tactics live, but I felt like no, that's too risky. I'd rather keep it. Keep the Ash for the Kaiman. Keep the Dragoons for like the Sangan Kaiman for Hydra. Like just yeah, perfect. And even though Gamma is at 1, I have to play it because I'm playing the Red Ice Meteor card. The one that lets you need to send the vanilla, a level 5 or higher vanilla from your hand or deck to the graveyard to special summon it. Yeah, so that's only reason I'm playing it. Otherwise, I would not be playing it because it kept coming up where 3 billion. That is not good. Yeah, it kept occurring where like I needed to send a vanilla, but I did not want to send the Red Ice fusion targets like the Dark Edition or Red Ice Black Dragon. I didn't want to send those, so I wanted to send something else, and that's why I was, oh well, I can play Gamma. I mean, it's limited, I guess, but like it's a pretty impactful hand trap. That's why it's at 1. So I was like, okay, I'll put it in, and then it ended up working out really well because it gives you the extra body that you need to either contribute to a Seals or get to the VERTE. It's huge. You can read the Zeus from like it's obviously good for Zeus, but I mean I have Lubellion. I should be okay. I can just force it with Dragoon, just pop it, not do anything, and then. You know, I should be okay. Pop it, and he just scoops. This sounds pretty good, but this is why you play Almirage. Almirage is good in the sense that it can set up your grave for your Bystials. And this is so cool because I'm assuming that he needs to make sure I don't have a Bystial, because I can just remove whatever he's trying to progress his game state. But I end up going for VERTE, which is like it's like so free, it seems. It's so good. And I figure out why he asked the Bystial, because it's against this. And the only thing I'm concerned about right now is him attacking into my Dragoon, because I paid 2k. So all I have to do is ensure that I protect this Daruma. And once we get into main phase 2, I feel safe, because then I just go into, yeah, I book up, I survive. But then now I'm like, what does he do now? What does he do now? So he forces him to summon from hand. He doesn't have anything in his graveyard. He then goes into the Phantom, and I was like, oh my goodness, he goes for a VERTE. And I was like, hell no, I have to sacrifice my Dragoon, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to deal with the Dragoon myself. So that was like such a close call. So we're in this like weird, I messed up here. I completely forgot that Typhon requires to be made with the highest attack monster you control. So I should not have summoned this Ash. This was a major misplay on my part. Because then I'd feel so much safer if I had the Ash in my hand. Like I would just feel so much better. Like Ash, Ogre, Typhon, like just keeping them down. But yeah, some mistakes were made. So I just keep poking. I get my Typhon out of the off the field because I do not want to lose to a Pain. Like then he just goes swarm through the bells and he just attacks for so much damage. So I prefer to have the SP. SP can dodge and then he won't have enough for game. And then he tries to chain, and I just get rid of it. Chain my SP, and I draw tactics, which is huge. I have to go battle phase to bait the tactics and I attack for game. By now, you should be noticing that I keep drawing multiple Lobelion. And this should be the case. Like, it's a 50 card deck, and it's still happening. I'm like, kidding me? So, all I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get to a VERTE while getting a card back to my hand, not including the Ash. Because I need to make sure I have a discard for Dragoon's Negate. So, I feel like this is enough. I have a Revive, I have a Regained, Summon, like you know, I have a pop. So I should be okay. I'm not sure what the hell was that. This one's wild, and this is a perfect example of like some slots in the extra are only meant to facilitate very peculiar things, a very particular thing. And in this case, it's just fueling your grave while getting access to your Gaia, because Gaia is quite crucial.
Willkommen zurück zur German Open aus Frankfurt. Runde Nummer 2 steht auf dem Menü.
Oh. Yeah, so it helps with like getting the Gaia in rotation so you can get access to your trap, whether it be your Golem, get back your vision, you know, to pair with your Bystials, because you run a lot of Bystials, and just apply the pressure that way. And this guy main decks anti-spell. That's hectic. That's hectic. I drawn to my Gaia, but I still can't do anything. I just poke and I set, and then I pass. I was scared of going VERTE and losing to an Imperm because there was like a prompt, and he ended up drawing into a DROLL. I'm not sure if he probably already had it. He just summons to make like a Linkrevo. Then I get my vision. Special, go into Scarred. He goes Droplet to try and prevent me from having game. And then I try to go for game here. He Vaders me. I'm like, oh no, what am I? This is pretty hectic. So I poke for 2k. So I at this point, I'm like, what does he play? He's playing Kashtira? Kashtira, like what? And he just doesn't draw anything. This is one of those matchups where the room was a bit odd. Like, I could have easily have attempted to go for the VERTE line, but it just loses to an Imperm, and I'd be wasting all these interactions, so I decided to wait. I feel like the Ruma is just such an insane trap to like allow you to survive. So then I try to go and clear his back row. I just poke for 25. I go for Lobelion. I attempt to place my Beast. Banish. I gave him a few draws here, but I feel like I think Daruma. I'm just hoping that Daruma is enough to just like end his turn and allow me to survive, and then basically try to snowball from there. I pop his set. I don't want to have anything. So now I have Daruma, Ogre, SP, and the Beast. So like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 interactions because Drew can send something. But then he reviews he's playing Ritual Beast, and I was like, oh, well, this Doom was gonna be kind of underwhelming. So I had to time it properly, right? Because otherwise he just contact fuses and it doesn't do anything to him. So I need to make him force it out, right? And get to a very weird position because like he's like, okay, what is that set? Like, what is that set? Like, what could it possibly be? And it ends up working out because that's exactly what I needed to do. Because he can't have anything banished, because like otherwise he can just tag out his cards. Until now, I still don't know what this deck, how this deck properly functions. So I'm just like, okay, what is it? Yeah, because initially my goal was, okay, I'll just book everything end phase and then turn off the steeds, but he just forced it with the Chidori. I was like, oh, I should be fine. And then I'm like, okay, well, I know one of them steeds, one of them, I'm not sure what the other one is. So I was like, I just need to get to a Dragoon, but I need to try and clear some of his body so I can attack on top of the 2 cards I can pop. And I was like, oh my god, I draw into Dark Magician. That's so bad. Anyways, I go for the VERTE line. I use the Dark Magician from my hand. I go Dragoon's pop, takes 100. And this is exact game. I was like, wow. These matchups are always insane. Like whenever I play against this matchup, it just feels like it's such an attrition style match, because just the resources that can be reestablished during the end phase, during the interaction, it just seems like it's pretty insane, right? So like one of the key things within this matchup is Red Zone and Gaia, because Red Zone keeps juggling the RDA, and then Gaia can revive your RDA. So then that's how you like push back and try to like simplify the game state with like, because one RDA can't do it, right? So you need to use Gaia to book everything and then use RDA's effect to destroy everything face down. That's in the best position, right? So that's how you kind of equalize it. So I was like, wow, okay. I need to find a way to get rid of that Colossus, because that Colossus has affected me. So I need to bait the Mirror Jade advantage, because I want to make sure that the Druid stays on field. But he ends up having a Druid of his own. It's like, oh, I didn't expect that one. So then I'm forced to like do it this way. Otherwise, I would have gone like the other route. I would have gone Druid first to send his Colossus, assuming he uses Mirror Jade, but he did not. So then I was like, okay, well, now it's plan B. So now I gotta go for this instead, and then just keep the Bistos in my hand. And now I just gotta make sure that I can establish my Gaia, get everything in rotation, and ensure that I live. Because I still have Daruma. Daruma's gonna be super impactful here. All of them they cannot be flip face up, which is huge. End phase, he pops it. I get black metal, and then once I'm here, I feel okay, because I know that I can. Whatever he tries to summon off of the regained, I can just banish it with Druid. So I'm covered there. Go for that, go for the red eyes. And this is what I meant by he draws a card. I'm like, please don't draw MAXX or anything. Or a BYSTIAL. Then I put it back, draw, and then this is what I was referring to, the meteor. Because it gives you another body, something else to search off of the red eyes. Because now red eyes can search 3 things. It can search red MD, it can search this one, or it can search the actual red eyes fusion, which is huge. And this is awesome. Look at this. Look how cool the RDA cards are. It's just amazing, bro. It's just so cool. Then I go VERTE, Dragoon, and RDA. Joey and Yugi and Jack, bro. That's freaking awesome. This matchup is rather odd. Well, not necessarily, because it depends. If they have like, because most of the time this deck plays evenly matched, and that can be a bit frustrating. But luckily we have Dragoon on our side, so we can stop that. Initially we wouldn't be able to stop that. Well, we could have, assuming that they didn't have like Dark Ruler evenly, But usually you just negate it with Abyss. So right here, this is I'm trying to establish a Dragoon with the seals, which is pretty cool. Let's look at this. So we go for seals, and that's the cool thing about Mirage. It can just remove itself whenever you want to clear the to clear the zone for the seals. And this is a pretty insane setup. This is probably the best setup you can do. Yeah, this is probably the best setup you can do with this deck, which is insane. You have RDAs in rotation. You have Regain, Beast, Gaia, Red Zone, Seals. Like, this is perfect. And I'm like, please don't have Droplet. And he didn't have Droplet, so I'm like, okay, cool. So he's just digging here. He's digging here. And he's going, I was like, oh, he's playing Flu. Okay, Floowandereeze. So I should be fine. So what I think he's trying to do here is he's trying to like get a bunch of bodies and then have enough tribute fodder, which is kind of odd. Using that right now. I think he wanted to make sure that I don't even know why he didn't do that first. That's kind of odd. And here's the Dark Magician. I mean, this is pretty cool because I have access to he ashes that. I was like, oh damn, that's not great. So I'm trying to get to a VERTE. I'm gonna draw a card here. I draw black metal, which is not great. I would have preferred to start with this because this would have made my turn a lot better. Because that means I can go for seals guaranteed and then have boots on top of that, which is huge. He drops the nib. I have to negate. I'm like, okay, I should be fine because that means like if I can revive my Baldrake, but then he does. So then I'm okay, fair enough. I just negate here. He goes battle phase. I'm like, oh, he does have the Kaiman. So now I'm like, wait, how does he get over this Dragoon, right? Because he doesn't have the field spell, right? He doesn't have the field spell, so he can't pump. He can't. You know what I mean? He can't go for the trident play. So I should be okay. I mean, I should be. So yeah, he goes seals, and I'm a bit like worried because like, okay, the bounce baits my negate. I'm like, oh, I draw into Daruma. I'm like, yes. But then I have to get rid of it because I can't, yeah. So then he floats into Fodra. Fodra revives Pydra. Pydra searches his summoning, and then I'm forced to just pop the Fodra to attack over the Pydra, and then I'll pass. So I'm like, well, if he has it, he has it. What am I supposed to do now? Like, this is all I got. This is all I got. Just a 5k Dragoons. This game was crazy. If you saw the short, this is where it was from. And the golem is going to be a very crucial part in this game. It's going to be crazy. Look, I needed to make sure that the Ruma was not locked by the imperm. So that's why I ended up bouncing my own red zone, which happened to help a lot. And I drew a dragon, which is exactly what I needed. I needed the dragon to summon the Rhythm D. And then I chain my golem, banishing my Rhythm D to revive my black metal. And the black metal will then just go into strikers. Then I play the meteor, and then meteor gives me the body to go into VERTE, and then it's pretty good. Well, I don't think I go into VERTE. I think I go into something else. I go into SP. I think. There you go, SP. I feel like this is okay. I'm still kind of like not sure, but he storms me, and then I'm like, okay, well, it's just fine because meteor has a grave effect. It's an insane effect, and within context, of course. Like right here, it's pretty good. Like it just, it's insane, bro. It's insane. One of the issues with the RDA deck is its capabilities to go in second. Like if we don't have our non-engine to like simplify the game state, it can be a bit problematic, and the locks are a bit too restrictive. I tried to prevent him getting the name to possibly stop him, and I just don't want him to get the select, because like my next play would have to be Typhon into cracking his board, right? That's kind of like where we're at, and then he just throws this into the mix. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it's not the first. It's not like it's the first time I've seen it, but like, it's very rare. So it took me by surprise. So right here, I'm like, well, he has the level 5 hard dart, so I can special division, and I can possibly get something going here. As long as he doesn't get access to Solek, I think I should be okay. And he doesn't. I mean, it's a pretty oppressive board, like Dweller. I mean, if I wasn't playing the extra deck that I am, I think I'd be cooked. But luckily for us, we play Typhon. Typhon is an insane card. It's such an insane card. It just helps you go second a lot easier. And then I try to control tempo this way, because this means that he put the Rakelos in the extra deck in the EMZ. So if he wants to go to SP, he has to get rid of the Rakelos. So he just goes battle phase, and I just golem banish it. And if he goes into SP here, I think I'm still fine, because I just go Dragoons, and it shouldn't be fine because he's on 2k, and it should be over. So I felt pretty safe. He activates Dweller. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Then I just go into... I mean, it's not game exactly, but I'm in a commanding position. Like, he's locked out of 3k and above effects. It locks my own Dragoon, but I think I should be okay with this Golem and this Veiler in hand. I don't feel like I'm in any trouble. He gets his Rakelos back, which is perfectly fine. He just scoops. The good thing about this deck is that you don't necessarily have to like fulfill a combo, right? It's very interactive. You can slowly, gradually try to take control of the game with your interactions. So I go for SP here because I was scared of Imprim or Veiler on my VERTE, so it'd be kind of pointless. So this is why I went for this route instead. Because this way, I have a potential Ball Drake, summon negation, right? Not summon negation, but just spot removal. And Druis himself, I have MAXX, he drawing me into hand traps. He cross outs my MAXX, so I'm like, okay, well, let's see what he does here. Because I feel like I might be able to hinder his plays with just this Ball Drake and this Druis. Because I can just hit his link. He goes into battle phase. He crashes. And he passes, I think. He sets and passes. I'm like, okay, I should be fine. End phase, I summon this guy. I should not have done this, I think. I think I should have waited. He goes for that and pops my guy. I'm like, okay, well, it's simplified now. So now I have Daruma to stop his second push on his turn. I just go Druid's attack, pass. I'm kind of scared of this trap though, because he can just keep popping my cards, and he can possibly pop my Daruma, which is going to be kind of annoying, because that's like the only thing I have to defend myself with. But he sequences off, and I'm like, when is he gonna pop? He doesn't now. I chain, I put everything face down, and he Pendulum summons. He goes battle. He doesn't go battle phase, which is kind of odd, right? Why wouldn't he go battle phase here? I guess he doesn't want to lose this guy, but I drew into a vision. And that was like the top deck I needed at that given moment, which was insane. At first, I was a bit confused because I wasn't sure why he wasn't using Pendulum Graph, but apparently you can't even use that because you can't use from your EMZ. So I was like, okay, it's over then. And this was the rank of game. This was the last game I needed to get to Master 1. So that's why it's in here. It's not necessarily because it was like an insane game. It's not meta, I guess you can say, but it was just the rank up game and it was amazing. I kept it at 50. I wanted to keep it at 50 because I didn't want to overdo it. I still want to see the cards I want to see. But once again, I'm a big fan of the REA cards. I'm a big fan of Gaia. I'm a big fan of Red Zone, Golem. I just think those cards are just so cool. So it's like sync runs, right? If you can manage to find a way to implement them into a different engine, then you will try. And we have tried. And the reason why I'm not mixing this with the pure RDA build is because, as many of you know, majority of the RDA builds lock you. Soul Resonator locks you, Crimson Resonator locks you, Bone Archfiend locks you. So I can't play those, but I still want to play part of the essence of what I like about the deck itself, which is Scarred, RDA, Gaia, Red Zone, and Golem, right? Which is good because if Vision locked you, it wouldn't be as great because that means it wouldn't be able to explore all these other variants. So that's why this is here. So initially, we try to go off of that, right? Because they can pivot into SP lines and then into Typhon. Typhon's pretty huge. This card's an amazing card for sure. I didn't know how to appreciate this card because I never actually got a chance to play with it. In theory, it seems okay, but in the practical sense, it's amazing, bro. Being able to go SP and spot removal and then go into a Typhon, that's just insane. Like after you bait interactions or bait an established setup, you go like summon, they probably negate something, and then it's fine. Go into SP, bait another thing, that's fine. Then finally Typhon bounce, and then you have hand traps, set your traps. Gaia, it's just insane. It's an insane card for sure. But anyways, that was like the initial theory of playing that particular deck. But then I was like, Dragoon's out. Dragoon's pretty damn good, right? And some of the pivots that we have, usually it's going to be seals, right? Usually it's seals. If all we have is dragons, then we just go for seals and that's pretty much it. But now we go into VERTE. It's just so good because it's okay, so first and foremost, people stop this a lot. People tend to interact with Lubellion a lot. So then that means you'll activate effect, pitch, search Sorrow. Sorrow will then banish special, and then you would send Sorrow for Lubellion, and Sorrow will send the Regained. And then they'll imperm this guy, and you won't get actually your Beast, which is perfectly fine, because that means if you have another Bestial, you can extend, and then you go into VERTE, right? And then Dragoon is just an insane card. It's an Omni-Negate. Right, it's just an insane card. It's difficult to out. So I was like, that's pretty good. That's a pretty cool pivot. It's if Seals is cool, but Dragoon's pretty insane. So that's basically it. Just being able to just go Dragoon, and you are capable of ending on everything. I've done it a few games already where you'll see in the replay because I already got some replays in store for the video because I think this is the list that's gonna get us there. So and I have to get it there with this list. Because I already pre-recorded it, so that's a bit arrogant. I feel like it's that good. But anyways, the best board you can do, is Seals, VERTE, Beast, Regain, Red Zone, and End Phase Search. That's the best board you can do, right? That's pretty insane. That's pretty hectic. And of course, there might be better boards, but it's a simple fact of being able to do that at any given time. Right, you interact, and you're not solely relying on something resolving. You can like simplify the game state with your interaction and stuff like that, which is pretty nice. And okay, so if you see Almirage is pretty crucial in this list because there are times where you open up a hand trap, a light or dark, a light hand trap, and you're like, oh shit, I don't have any lights or darks for my Bestials. So you just summon this, link it away, set up your Bestial. Go into VERTE, right? Instead of just going SP, now you just go VERTE. That's just so good. And then it is really nice. I just like it. Like I like it a lot. It's just really good. And then a lot of the times as well is like you go summon this, link it away for Almirage, search Gaia, banish this for it's just so cool. I'm just a big fan of this. This is awesome. You'll see the gameplay when we start playing, but I just want to give you a little rundown of how the deck is meant to function. So you see, I'm playing Gamma. The reason I'm playing Gamma is because I want to play Meteor, this guy. So this one requires you to send a level 5 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard to special summon it. So the way you do this is the first black metal will search you Random D, and then Random D will revive it, and then you will link away, and then you'll search again, and then you can add this, right? And there were times where I'm like, oh, I can't really use this as an extender because I could send these. I could. But then that means I would shut off my Red Eyes Fusion, right? So that's why I need a vanilla to send it. And then that's how you're able, or you're capable of doing the seals and SP, or the seals and VERTE line, right? And the good thing about this, about this guy is there are times where they negate your VERTE, right? They negate your VERTE. So then what happens then is you can summon this guy, go into an SP, and then this has another effect that's not really used. But in this, if you play, you should be able to see this more consistently. So basically, during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Red Eyes Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So this is the second attempt to trying to get the Dragoon out, right? So if you send for cost, it's in the graveyard, you have this, you go SP, and then you hold them off, hopefully with hand traps or your traps, and it goes back to you, main phase, banish this, add this back to your hand, and try to Dragoon there. It's so subtle, but it's insane in actual gameplay. It's crazy how good it is. And you know what the funny thing about this is as well? Is that sometimes you can recycle all of your materials. You can, if you get to a point where it's a bit grindy, you can recycle all of your materials. Because regain, so what happens is you banish your Dark Magician, put it back in your deck. Banish your Red Eyes, put it back into the deck, right? And then you banish this, put it back into the deck. And then a little bit of an attrition style thing of that can do. It's not necessarily something that's going to happen often, but it's the fact that the deck is capable of doing that. And it's come up. I was like, what the? That's freaking crazy. And then the main thing is because this gives you a second attempt at summoning the Dragoon. And you don't want to max out Red Eyes Fusion because then it just becomes a Red Eyes Turbo. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to be the case. Because we're not doing the Tenpai thing or the thing people are doing with Ancient Fairy. And we're not doing that. That's a bit like... Lab is our worst matchup with RDA. Dragoon just fixes that. Dragoon, it's just insane how impressive Dragoon is in that matchup. It's like, in this variant, I've never made this. So maybe I can cut this and play something else. Maybe I can keep it. I mean, what else can I put? What else should I put? I could put... Nah. What comes up? Now that I'm thinking about it, let me think. What comes up? I could put Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel's not bad. I could put Satellite back in. Dawn Drag. No. It's the level 7. The level 7 isn't coming up as often as I thought. That's why because initially I was like, oh, I can normal summon Veiler and Abyssio and nuke the field and then play after. That's the whole theory behind that. But I haven't been doing that. So I feel like I might be able to just cut it. But the question is for what? What do I cut it for? Because initially we had OG Stardust to have the quick sync. And then we had Satellite. And then what else did we have? We had Chaos Angel. So I'm not sure. What do you think? Let me know.
I can't hear you.
IP? We could try IP to have the banish on their turn. We could try that. Actually, I don't mind that. Let's try that. Wait, do I even have one? I do have one, right? I'm pretty sure. I do. Let's try that. Yeah, that'd be good.